I also kind of feel like this is a situation where on the outside, because we literally have it here, like these two are on the outside. Like I kind of feel like on the outside, it was this like relationship filled with like ecstasy, like kind of like on the surface, right? And it's just this peaceful, loving sort of situation. But then on the inside, it was just like gray. You know what I mean? Just like drab, gray, barren, like, you know. So I kind of feel just like kind of how that's how kind of how you felt. And then also what I'm getting with peace a little bit is, would it be enough if I can never bring you peace, if I can never give you peace? So again, like getting lost in this person and trying to be like their end all be all, trying to like be everything for them, and getting lost in your, like you getting like losing yourself in this and kind of like having this moment of, I wouldn't say clarity, but like this like sinking sort of feeling. Feel like you yourself have also deceived yourself, and just kind of feeling like, wait, this isn't working. This isn't working for me. And understanding that you can't lose yourself in a person. You can't like be everything for a person. They can't be everything for you. And like having this realization of like, would it be enough? Like, could this last? Could this make it if I could not be your peace? If I couldn't like make everything all better for you? Like, that's a heavy sort of responsibility to put on yourself here. Nice to see. We got clinging. Yeah, clinging on to that. Clinging on to that. Holding on, obsessing to like the thrill, chasing thrills, excitement, the luster of it, and not really like the real thing. And we also have obsession here at the bottom of the deck. So obsession is kind of a big thing. Again, like losing yourself in this situation. Divine Feminine. Oh, I'm pretty sure that was time. Hold on. Yeah, it was time. So that would just signify that, again, right as, because I also actually have it like right under all the tarot that I just did for your energy. And so Divine Feminine is right under solar eclipse, just like naturally, and time's right under that. So it just proves that like sorry, I'm itchy. It just proves that the divine has been working on you, working through you through all of this, right? Kind of, it's taken time for you to have this moment of coming to yourself, of coming into your own. Hopeless. Breaking point. I'm gonna keep going, but I want to circle back to that because I want to see like kind of what was the breaking point. Elusive. Because that's what's really gonna tie you into this reading, and if this reading is for you. Memories. One more. I mean, you could just like be like, I did say you were kind of in this energy of reminiscing of like, oh, I did all of this, like here I am, right? All the time has passed and this is where I am, sort of energy, like sort of thing. Jeez. So it could be that you are kind of stuck like dwelling on just the dishonesty of it all. Of like, damn, like I spent all of my time on this. And I think that's why the other part came out, right? Like why these cards. Why these cards came out, right? The Wisdom of the Oracle deck, because we start off with mending. And it's like mending, and why specifically speak to, especially because that deck has like, anyway, not knowing and not needing to know why a thing happened for it to have been for a reason. Not needing to understand that, but understanding where you are now and how it is that you're going to choose to go, and understanding, especially with mending, understanding that it is time to make amends. It's time to forgive yourself for how you showed up in it, forgive the person for how things went down, and understanding the deeper reasoning for why it all went down and what it was meant to show you and bring you to. And it was meant to bring you home to yourself. Literally, like, we ended with no place like home, right? And we like, really, we ended with why. And I knew that there was gonna be like clarity needed for that. So then it's no place like home. No, but why is like your big why, not what your conscious mind or your ego, really your ego, not what your ego, well, conscious mind is ego, of what it tells you, like the reasoning for why you're doing something, but like the deep soul reason of why you're doing a thing, right? And the deep soul of like who you actually are, letting that be seen and shown. So, and lastly, peace. This shuffles better this way. Jeez. Confessions, and I feel right on top of breaking point. I just started hearing No Peace by Sam Smith and Yabba Yabba. So I light up a cigarette, I drink it down until there's nothing left. Because I sure can't get no sleep. And Lord knows there's no relief. You had my heart at your fingertips. So now I'll drown in my bitterness. Oh, I can't get no sleep and I sure won't find no peace. One more for confessions. So, okay. So, confessions, understanding that you've been lying to yourself, or that you did lie to yourself. I guess this was like the come to like Jesus moment that you had with yourself, like this clarity. And maybe that's what the memory sort of, maybe you were reflecting back on the, okay, I think that was the breaking point. In time, you had to see how you were clinging onto this. You had to see what the actual breaking point was for you. Basically, how genuinely deep down you actually did feel hopeless about this. It actually was a lot of deception, a lot of confusion going on, right? And how like a lot of your memories are actually bittersweet when it comes to this situation, and how there was the illusion of peace and how that has sort of been veiled, right? Like unveiled, revealed to you sort of energy, right? How a lot of that was pretending, a mask, exaggerating just how happy you really were, right? Because your judgment was clouded. Let's get one more for breaking point, but yeah. Yeah, the rejection. I wonder what this rejection looks like. I might have to switch back to tarot for that. Okay, so rejection and pride. So like rejection out of pride, like that person. But let's see, what was going on in their energy for them to have been so caught up in pride? Connecting energy, why were they so caught up in their pride? So stubborn. Ooh. Okay, we have hangman in reverse. So resisting surrender, resisting change, resisting choice that needed to be made, sacrifices, a change in perspective, seeing things differently, seeing things clearly. And we have Page of Swords upright. And one thing that really sticks out to me here is like guarded. Like Page of Swords upright speaks to like a beginner's mindset. It speaks to like being curious and being open to being curious and pursuing that. Oh, and we have Seven of Swords reversed right here, getting caught, confessions. So it's that, how they regard it. And you felt rejected? No, I feel like it's like they were uncertain and they were resisting like surrender and change because they didn't feel supported. So from their own like stubbornness and ego, they block this. But I also think that this Page of Swords speaks to perhaps their current energy and how they're seeing things now. Kind of having clarity, over whether or not there was truly like a lack of support here. Kind of maybe starting to understand what's going on in their own energy. And then we have the Three of Cups sideways here. I don't know if they've decided on that. Like what energy they're gonna be in for that. It could be a reunion, it could be third-party influences, if you're not learning from the past. Let's keep it going. But regardless, there were other influences here within this that were lending to on their own end of them not feeling supported, and it's kind of like they took that out on you. But there is justice coming over this, right? The veil. Speaking of, let's see their current energy. That was so real. Reverse that wanted to come out but didn't. And the world wanted to come out but didn't. Current energy, they're sitting in Three of Swords reversed. Reconciliation, letting go, healing. We love that. Hermit, they're going within. They definitely are going within, taking on this new beginner's mindset, trying to approach things differently. Having different ideas, different mindsets. Soul searching, just like you've been soul searching. Four of Wands reversed. The Chariot reversed. What? It's taking me a second to read that. Three of flat. Eight of Swords reversed. So reconciliation is on their mind. They are doing soul searching. Like they are going within, right? Granted, they have no choice, but you know, they are going within. But this is still stuck. Like they're gaining mental strength, right? They're sitting in a Page of Swords. This is very new for them. Justice. Like they're conquering self-doubt. They're learning their own power. But again, like this is still new for them. Eight of Pentacles reversed. There is justice over a situation that was unstable, that was very much delayed, that lacked support. This situation here. And let's get 3 more to close it out. Okay, we got the Page of Pentacles up, right? We got the Empress. And look what actually, you didn't see it, and that's embarrassing, so don't play getting it, but it's the Ace of Wands, and it was upright. And remember, we had the Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck, and looking at your energy. We have the Page of Pentacles and the Empress, so I feel like this is them tapping into, and again, remember, Divine Feminine came out, and yes, that points to you, but I feel like it's them as well, like their own Divine Feminine energy. Again, this is taking time, so it's like now they are laying the foundation for their own Divine Feminine energy, their own abundance. And I'm seeing 1102 on my time, and 1102, 112 is a confirmation for me. It's a thing for me. Oh, look what was actually sitting. It must not have popped out, but this was sitting flipped over in the deck. Star, renewal, hope, contentment, healing, light at the end of the tunnel, light at the end of this journey. It's coming, it's building, it's building. Is it still germinating? Yes. Yes. Here with the Page of Pentacles Empress, Justice. You didn't get the only. So within your energy, you got Knight of Swords, King of Cups. The actions that you are taking, right? Your own masculine energy, how you're coming into that, coming into your own and really leveling up and growing. Within their energy, we have 2 pages. So this is, and that's not to shame them or anything, like we love that they are making the necessary changes. But this has been a long time in the works. And it's just to understand that this is still very deeply like unfinished. The rest is still unwritten. Yeah. Yeah, but 4 cups reversed. Is that 4 cups? Yeah, yeah. So that they are gaining self-awareness, right? They're becoming unguarded. They're no longer sitting in this woe is me against the world sort of energy. And they're understanding like how they've been apathetic in all aspects of their life, but especially in this relationship, right? And how it's just affected their quality of life. And honestly, that is a big thing to kind of come to terms with. It just is. It just is. So I understand why they're kind of still sitting in like page energy for this. That in and of itself is still very much commendable. It's commendable because they are conquering self-doubt. And they are, you know, coming into their own Empress energy, their own divine feminine energy, their own abundance. And you know what? Slow and steady growth is way more sustainable. You also have the sun and the moon come out. I just wanna acknowledge that as well, which really speaks to you coming into this balance, this duality. So I just want to kind of see how the universe sees this connection. And then I want to get an archetype for you of how to move forward and an animal message. And then we'll close it out. Okay, just a couple of how Spirit is seeing this connection. Engagement ring, the first one out is crazy. Engagement, partnership, commitment, eternity, completion, union. The Phoenix, so you're rising above, right? Building from nothing. I feel like I mentioned that at one point. Not the Phoenix specifically, but new phase, rekindle, renew, mending, fork in the road. I want to get something specific on that fork in the road. Grim Reaper, the relationship is over and a second chance to grow and transform your life. So the Phoenix is over this Grim Reaper situation, because you guys have been growing and transforming your life. You've been doing the do, walking the walk, talking the talk. And then we have the Dragonfly. Be lighthearted, finding out things, coming to light, adapt, change, heal. Again, back to mending. Finding out things, because no place like home, unfinished symphony, understanding why this happened, where did it happen, and making peace with it, right? Let's get one more. But also, confessions came out, right? Things coming to light. I don't think there's confessions coming soon, but there's a need of just like internal confessions on both ends. And maybe, honestly, for you, because the purple deck was what's coming, what's like around, right? The energy of what's coming. I think this is more so, again, you maybe needing to be honest about that. So I need to be lighthearted, because you kind of need to also be honest of like, you know, yeah, I was kind of like kidding myself here. I was a little bit delusional, a little bit living in, you know, la la land, fantasy land, right? Very much Seven of Cups energy. You know, nothing happens in a vacuum. One more. This is way too many. But we do have ascending, transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phases, preparing for union. How many is that? 3. We'll take it. We'll take it. We'll leave it. Sea of Camera, reminiscing, which memories came out. And again, we started this with reminiscing. So there was one actually under engagement ring. Date, meeting someone new, getting back out there. I can't see it being someone new. There's also one under Grim Reaper. Oh my goodness. So this is a lot of things that are like hidden from you at this time that like you can't see. Like I guess it's important for you to know that you are being prepared for union, whatever that looks like. And that it could just mean like someone new's about to come in, right? You're making amends, you're forgiving yourself, forgiving the situation because something new is about to come in. Or because this person is about to come in new, right? Like reborn, a la Phoenix. But here, the Grim Reaper, the relationship is over, no second chances, grow, transform your life. Because there's a golden mirror, someone that was self-absorbed, someone that was a narcissist, one-sided relationship, love bombing. And we know how I feel about narcissists, like the term narcissism. And I'll say it again if you have not like seen me talk about this before. I do not believe that that society, like that just the general public, especially within like love relationships, need to be classifying as people as narcissists. Because if you actually think someone's a narcissist, you actually have no business watching this reading, because why would you want to be with a narcissist? That also, like, having narcissistic tendencies, which we are all capable of, and being an actual clinically, professionally diagnosed narcissist, someone who deals with narcissistic personality disorder, which also has to do with your brain function, your brain chemistry, right? Like, that is completely different things. We all have it in us to have narcissistic tendencies, and that just comes from being unhealed and everything. But to actually be classified a narcissist is completely different. So before you get in the comments being like, yeah, X, Y, and Z, like, did they that? If you really feel like this person was a narcissist, scroll away. This is not for you. The healing that you need to do is way deeper than any advice that I could give you here. I'm just being honest. But like, with that golden mirror, self-absorbed, I will just skip over narcissist probably moving forward. Self-absorbed, one-sided relationship, love bombing. And it's just, you need to kind of be lighthearted about all of it. And maybe that's why I needed to, maybe that's why those were kind of covered up, because it's like, started as engagement ring, date, right? Like, new phase, rekindle. And then you have those last, like those two, really. And honestly, I'm gonna only take out, well, we'll just cover these really quickly. These little things always slip in my hands. Okay, like I said, we had camera, reminiscing, perception, learn from the past, make memories. Boat, receiving what you need, progression, arriving, moving on, closure, which we talked about. Abundance, keep a positive mindset, manifest exactly what you want, gratitude, bliss. And then we have addiction and addicts, which again speaks to what happened here in this relationship. So again, don't make it fit, but like, and we talked about this, losing yourself in them. That's very much codependent energy. Obsession came out twice in the other decks. And then acts, breakup, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, abandonment. Which would mean that this one-sided energy, it ended in abandonment. That like, that's kind of heavy. It's kind of heavy. And at the end here is the runner. So running because of a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy. The start of that was really beautiful. I don't think that's bad energy. It's just it's like how spirit is seeing that connection, right? And I mean, the spirit is seeing this as something that, or it could have been that you guys were engaged. They just came out of nowhere, so do with that what you will. I just want to get, like I said, your inner archetype, and then kind of a closing message for what's moving forward with the archetypes, like the themes of what's gonna like come here within for you. Stingray. Pretty sure this is knowing oneself. It's like getting a sense of getting a sense of self, like self-worth sort of thing. Lizard. The lizard is very much in tune. Sensory perceptive, but gets easily overwhelmed. So don't burn yourself out. Cheetah. I was about to shuffle, but y'all saw that. So we'll take cheetah. I feel like I have to actually read cheetah. I'm hearing no control, one direction. Do with that what you will. This is developing a spine, getting a spine. The moment has come when the stingray must decide between the old, easy, comfortable, and familiar, and the new, challenging, uncomfortable, and unfamiliar. That's that crossroads was coming for you. Now let's actually read cheetah. Solar force, action, achievement, masculine energy. You're kind of sitting more in your masculine energy right now. We love that. You had, because you had the Knight of Swords, you had the King of Cups, you had the Sun come out. The cheetah is the epitome of the solar forces at work. The sun doesn't shine onto the cheetah. It shines from inside the great creature and expands outward to brighten the universe. The energy within a cheetah personality is palpable to others, and they naturally attract an audience to bear witness to their remarkable achievements. Purpose and passion are the best fuel for the cheetah's forward momentum. So if you're lacking in those areas, reconnect to the why before you start running. So reconnecting to your purpose. Which, tying it all back together, we said that this was to bring you back home to you. This is about this person, about this connection, right? Like they're like, yeah, there's the potential for all of that, and there's also the potential for you to just be getting back out there. But the biggest actual thing here is how this has reconnected you to your own purpose. And actually, instead of getting an archetype for what's coming to this connection, I want to get an archetype for your purpose. Like what has this been pushing you towards? What has the collective been building towards with this solar force energy with growing a spine? The shadow. That was the venom. And I'm pretty sure that's the seed. Yep. We'll stop there. Hold on. Because author, I can already tell if this is just confirming what is it I've actually already said within the reading. So I might just get one more, but we're gonna see. Here's the shadow, we have the venom, and then we have the seed. So this is about like the biggest thing with the shadow, what makes it your shadow is wanting for it to be hidden, wanting it, you know, to like go away, not to be seen in the light of day, you know what I mean? But it's like your shadow needs to be integrated as an aspect of you. Which is funny because even like this morning, personally for me, I was having a moment where it wasn't bad or anything. Actually, it was very, very empowering, where I was just kind of like, I have a really dark side. Like, There's a really, really dark side to me. And I don't mean that in like so it's just an acknowledgement of the self, right? We all have the ability to do bad, to do good, to do, you know, all these sorts of things, right? So it's just kind of understanding that. I'm actually gonna read the shadow, but also the venom, understanding that there's a poison within your psyche. And that's what this entire thing has been about for you. To like cut that out so that you can get to the seed, the pearl, the diamond that has been gemstones, but it has been germinating, right? Grit, think of how diamonds are formed under pressure, right? You're the diamond, and literally the seed, like there's a pearl, right? So the unspeakable, the unwelcome, the denied. Although every card in the archetype deck has a shadow potential, this card asks us to delve into the qualities of the shadow itself. We often think that the shadow can be purified, illuminated, and made right through effort and achievement. However, it is typically the case that our lofty pursuit of ascension and perfection is the very source of shadow material itself. By rejecting parts of ourselves in the world, we begin to separate from the whole. Rather than getting to know the qualities and content of our shadow, we busy ourselves with avoiding its presence. This is denial. When this card appears, it's time to take inventory of those things you've been denying. When the mind responds with no, anything but that, you are touching shadow. Find support for this deep inner work and move toward the shadow with patience and compassion, revealing unconscious aspects of the self in the world. And I also feel like this is very important for whatever the situation is, whatever this is. It could be that you also just have like a tendency to be very unforgiving, maybe as a result of how you didn't have a spine before. And it's like, that's not the point here. The point isn't to do a complete 180. It's to integrate all parts of yourself, understanding that just as you have a shadow, other people have shadows. And again, it doesn't mean that you have to like the mending and making amends in this unfinished symphony. It does not mean, and like, yeah, you had date night and all that, and engagement ring, and that's, I think that's why I came up, like why I came up of it could have been that you guys were actually just engaged, because this doesn't mean that you're being prepared for union, but that doesn't mean that the union's going to be with this person that's coming back. It just means that the cycle needs to be closed. That you guys were attached to each other's threads. You didn't get soulmates. You didn't get twin flames. Like it doesn't mean that this person is your counterpart. It just means that this was essential along your own counterpart journey. You coming into completion, wholeness, and union within self, which is the entire point, right? So just understanding that. And kind of like a bit of letting go of the ego. Yeah, a lot of shit happened here, and I think that's overall like what a lot of people need to know when it comes to relationships. Shit happens. Sometimes you see the worst of a person. Okay, people have seen the worst of you too. And what? Does that make you a shitty fucking person? No. Does that mean that person needs to be involved with you? No. Does that mean you need to be involved with this person? No. It just is what it is. It's just shit that happens. Much to our dismay, the venom is always lurking in the shadows. In one form or another, its toxic presence may be found in our relationships, thoughts, speech, or environment. Thankfully, the cycles of purification and detoxification come so naturally that it is built into our every exhale. We breathe out carbon dioxide, and the plants return it to us as oxygen. Archetypal venom is rarely remedied as easily, however, and it can come in potent forms and quantities that are deeply damaging to us and to the world. When the venom card appears, there is a harmful substance in our psychic realm that must be identified. Perhaps your words have a sting of poison about them. Perhaps a relationship is slowly draining your reserves. Acknowledgement is the first step, change is the second. The remedy will reveal itself in time, and with it, forgiveness. Yeah, I kind of feel like you guys invite to you. What was the last one? The seed. This one's important. Anyway, the beginning, the origin, the pearl. Beginnings come in many forms. They are not always a beautiful seed placed intentionally in nourishing soil. Origin stories, like any birth story, are complex, surprising, multi-layered, and usually reveal a central image or detail that represents the fully formed being. Simply stated, the end is present in the beginning, or the entire oak tree resides within the acorn. Whether you follow this imaginal theory or not, know that when this card appears, there's a potent generative energy all around. It stirs your very insides and usually results in an antsy, impatient feeling. Pay particular attention to what agitates you, as it is a sure sign of growth to come. You are bumping against a growth edge. It is from the grit that the pearl eventually comes to be. When in light, generative, fertile, germinating, building. When dark, and my light just went out, festering, stewing, dormant. So it's you understanding that y'all have darkness. This is to a point, and I think part of this point is to understand an integration of your shadow. You're not supposed to to know oneself, to gain a spine, is to understand that it isn't necessarily bad to stand up for yourself, to stick up for yourself, but you don't have to do it from a place of malice, right? Like, and there's a thought within your head, like a line of thinking, a line of being, that is very toxic and harmful to you, and likely it is part of your shadow that needs to be integrated, because it kind of puts you on this like high horse. So I think you have some decisions coming up here. You got some decisions coming up here. I think there's some reevaluating that needs to be done regarding this situation and how it is that you want to move forward, how it is that you want to think about this. Yeah. Anyway, I hope this helped. I love you so much. Have a wonderful night.